So oftentimes when a YouTuber gets cast in a voiceover role, you'll see a lot of backlash from people going, "Oh, they got cast because they're a YouTuber. Oh, they're not a real actor. They're a YouTuber. Blah blah yada yada. Whatever." For those of you who don't know, I am a professional voice actor. I've been doing it for about 9 years now, and it actually predates any YouTube career I had. I actually am pretty fortunate in that I don't receive this kind of comment too often, and also whenever I do, I feel like 80 people jump on them in my defense going, he's been voice acting for like a very long time. So I appreciate when people rush to my defense. And I think what a lot of people, when they say these things, what they don't realize is just how much stigma there is towards YouTubers in this industry. I have lost a job before. I won't say the name of the project, but I was cast by a director, recorded it, and then the other director found out I was a YouTuber and was like, "Oh, it's a fucking YouTuber," and replaced me. Another project, one that I won't say the name of, but the director, or casting director, told me afterward, "Oh, I didn't want to send you the audition because I just assumed you were just a YouTuber who can't act. But as soon as I got your audition, I realized, oh, this guy's an actor." That's a role I very easily could never have read for because they just assumed something about me. And it's very interesting because this stigma is not often applied to like a stand-up comic who gets cast in voiceover, or an on-screen actor who gets cast in voiceover. It's always YouTubers can't do anything besides YouTube. That's a YouTuber. I'm going to put them in a box, and they are not allowed to do anything else. Now, don't get me wrong, stunt casting does happen. And oftentimes it's like, in animated films, like a big name actor or whoever is, cast for their fame and to try to get people's eyes on it. I'm not saying this doesn't happen. But ultimately, what it boils down to is an actor's work speaks for itself. And if an actor cannot voice act, it is abundantly clear when you hear their performance. Even a very talented on-screen actor can just speak completely awful in a voiceover performance. And of course, that's to say there are a lot of factors that are out of an actor's control. A director's direction can be off. Sometimes the script is just not good, I'm not saying it's always the actor's fault, but like I said, it's just super clear if someone is not good at the job. I also want to point out a common sort of complaint that people have about a YouTuber being cast, is they go, I recognize their voice. That means the performance is bad. It's one of the biggest misconceptions about voice acting, I think, that it's the voice actor's job to disguise their voice to be unrecognizable from their speaking voice. This is absolute nonsense. What is most important about voice acting is portraying the character, like whatever the character is. If the character is just someone who speaks the way you do, or whatever, has a voice similar to you, that's the voice you do. When people say stuff like, "Oh, that voice actor only does one voice," it just shows me how little you understand about this craft. It's also interesting, every now and then someone will say that, I can't unhear him in a role, whatever. Which again, that's not my job. I don't go into the booth and go, "Oh man, I hope I disguise my voice enough so that Naruto Lover 42 doesn't recognize my voice." That's not the job description. But what's interesting is that oftentimes when a trailer comes out for a game, sometimes people just don't recognize who it is if it's me. and they misattribute me to somebody else. And it's not until after I announce it where people will go, oh, it's ProZD or whatever. Yeah, I think my hot take is that it doesn't matter where a voice actor's background is, if they're a YouTuber, an on-screen actor, whatever. What matters is, are they a good fit for the character? Are they portraying the character authentically? Like, is it a good performance? That's what should matter. You know what's also very funny to me is a lot of voice actors in my generation, you know, my age and younger, voice actors that, you know, these people who complain about YouTubers go, oh, that's a real voice actor. So many of them started online. The irony is just astounding to me. A lot of them started on YouTube or were in, you know, Flash animations. Like, and I'm sure some of them don't want to admit it, but so many of us got our start online early on in my career, and even to this day, you know, I'll run into other voice actors or creatives who just, you know, go, oh, YouTuber, that means they can't act. I run into it less these days, and I think it helps that I have now, you know, over 100 credits under my belt. But early on, you know, it was definitely a stigma that I could sense. And oftentimes, I'll go into a booth and have to almost prove myself, like, yes, I can act. You don't need to worry. Frankly, if it all boiled down to a numbers game, and I'm not going to go as far as saying, oh, your social media presence has absolutely no factor in an executive's decision or a casting director's decision. I'm not that naive. But I have been in the position many a time in the final callback phase for a role where it was like me and one other person. And frankly, if it was just a numbers game, I guess I would have been cast, right? But what's clear, and it's almost weirdly reassuring in a way, is that what matters most to most creatives is they want the best fit for the role. They're not looking for just purely, oh, he's got a lot of followers, we got to get this guy. They want someone who is the best fit. Regardless of who you are, people will always try to define you as one thing. But really, you owe it to yourself to not let other people define you. Don't pin your self-worth on what strangers think about you. Work hard and be happy.